There's Calthorpe right in the middle of Bradley and Williams.
It might be, it'd be an interesting one.
Bounce in the middle, and the sun comes back out on this spring Saturday afternoon in front of a packed house at the MCG. Lloyd gets a little hand pass out. Dean for Carlton. Calthorpe off the ground. McKay back inside 50, and Andrew McKay happy to run the ball out of bounds over the boundary line at half-back flank for the Blues.
Well, over the years, Essendon have been a bit of a bogey side for Carlton. It's a perfect weather conditions, as you can see, currently 16-18. The sun at times coming out of the behind the clouds. Now, there's Denham getting it further afield. Here's Salmon, and might have been, no, it was touched just before it went over the line. And that player on screen, Paul Salmon, very vital to Essendon today, Don.
Well, if he can just hold those marks, as I mentioned the pre-match, Peter, if he could just hold those marks.
So Carlton favourites, 13-8 on, as Madden gets it down the ground. There's Hurd working hard already. Gary O'Donnell chips it back. Here's Calthorpe, bringing it up high in front of goal. Salmon and Somerville. Oh, they had a bit of height there, and Somerville's taken the mark right in front.
Well, he's done this on many occasions, Somerville. Surprise, or a shock trooper up there. He's capable of pulling in the big one. Look, when you've got two big fellows down there, Salmon behind, Somerville in front, and it's a plan to put it up high. As you can see, Calthorpe just put it up high, and Somerville didn't let him down. He's had an excellent season. He's just been under the shadow of Madden. That's not Justin.
The Bombers trying to hold on to second spot in this game as Somerville kicks a goal. He's hooked it slightly. No, he's shocker. He's missed a sit-up from 12 or 15 metres, and that's a very bad miss.
But interesting there with the height of Essendon. They've got Salmon, they've got Alessio, and they've got Somerville, and really Madden is the only man for the Blues in the ruck. He'll have to do it all day on his own. Christou kicks in, straight up the ground. Here's Madden. Sexton got hands to it. Bradley through the middle. Can't dodge the tackle of Hardwick. The hand pass drops a bit short. It falls to Williams. One out is Pearce with Cummings. Pearce gets behind him. Shot for goal, not bad. Just offline and through for a behind.
It's a bit of a worry for Carlton. Pearce being behind. Good play as far as Essendon is concerned. Cummings in front. Pearce, tremendous acceleration. Speed over the ground.
So the captain of the Bombers, Mark Thompson, to bring it back in. Now he had plenty of options here. He's found Ricky Olorenshaw. He brings it around to Greenvold. He's on half back. Promising start to Essendon. It looked pretty sharp early in the piece. The centre of the ground, Lloyd was there, thumped away by Dean. Barry Young tries to hook it back. Bradley goes in hard, gets in a quick hand pass. Ratton was there to give it to Madden. Essendon putting on a lot of pressure here. Socked away by Koutafidis. Dean Rice went in hard. Strong tackle by Ratton, but over the shoulder, says the umpire. And it will be a free kick going to Barry Young on centre wing.
6 changes in Essendon's side this week from last. The kick by Young inside the 50. On the bounce, there's Hurd. Taken out by Silvani. Lightning hand pass, Lloyd to O'Donnell in the goal square. Nobody there for the Bombers, and the kick off line. So it's 2 points to 1, the Bombers leading.
Just didn't like the way that Justin Madden just stood there. I thought he could have got in front of Hurd on the lead on that occasion. Carlton side just not quite what they should be. There's Calthorpe, hands out.
So Michael Sexton bringing this ball back in, straight down the middle. He's looking for Madden. He's surrounded by Bombers. Hand pass comes out to Spalding. That was by Ratton. Towards the centre of the ground. Bradley on his own. Goes for the long bomb. It's a driving kick way down towards half forward. Racing after is Hardwick and Cummings. Good play.
Somerville's injured too, Pete, on the front edge of the square.
Here's Pryor. We'll keep an eye on him, Don, as the kick comes out wide to Barry Young, who's in everything at the moment. A dangerous kick because Dean had his man covered. Here's Andrew McKay to back up. Strong tackle on McKay. Umpire sensibly calling play on as knocked away by Dean. Here's Whitehead racing after it. This is finals-like football. It's fast and ferocious as Peter Somerville hobbling around down in the forward line, as Don said.
He's going down a full forward, so Salmon's got to do the ruck work. There he is, number 3. Actually, he's coming off Somerville.
So Salmon against Koutafidis.
Cransberg coming on for Essendon.
Ratton's kick for Carlton. Cricket pitch area. Comes to the front of the pack. Clappe in his first season with the Blues. Christou, short pass on the bounce to Pearce. Once again he gets behind Cummings, and Cummings was in trouble and had to give away the free kick.
Good kick by Christou, putting it out in front of Pearce. Pearce, a ton of space in which to lead. Props. There's the free kick. And a good free kick too as far as Cummings goes and Essendon goes, because Pearce certainly would have been away had he not have been impeded. Now he's got to have a deliberate shot for goal.
Brad Pearce missed only 2 games this year. Missed last week in Perth. He's kicked 40 goals for the season. That's a beauty. First goal of the game.
A very interesting kick from goal from Pearce. The free kick coming up. There's the free kick. But then where he lines up, he just slightly goes to the left foot there. He goes for the hook, then brings the ball back in. So it's not a straight run up, and a little bit of a deviation off the straight line.
So 5 points the Blues lead by Madden. Often gets first touch to it. Bradley, another possession. A kick out of the middle, down towards half-forward. Strong tackle.
Well done, Spalding.
Here's Ratton, who's working hard. Bradley soccers it in mid-air. No mark, says the umpire. Pryor gets it further afield. This is Denham receiving from Harvey. Denham to half-forward. James Hird. 2 bites of the cherry. A good mark by Hird. Always plays in front.
That's the essence of football, isn't it, Peter? Playing in front. Every coach asks their players play in front. And as you mentioned, he does it all the time, Hird. Here he is. Good build up there. The momentum carrying him through. Second attempt. Players playing in these lightweight Guernseys too.
Well, he's a very good player, James Hird. He's vital for the Bombers from 51 metres. He kicks. It straightens up. Oh, he's gone. So a good start for Hird, and the Bombers regain the lead by a point.
And here's the mark once again. Gee, there was some strong work here by Spalding a little earlier than that when he threw Harvey down. There's Denham. Either left or right foot for Denham. And Hird, a great mark.
Back in the middle, Camporelli for Carlton. Slides a little hand pass to Ratton. His pass is good for Pearce. Oh, should have taken that mark.
No, that's a free kick again, and that's a good decision, Drew. The umpire right there, and that's fair enough.
I think Pearce might be a bit too quick for Cummings.
Well, he's too quick for everyone, Pete. He's going to be a hard player in which to match up on.
Didn't appear to be along the neck.
Yeah, around the neck.
So Pearce, who kicked his first goal from a free kick, lines up for his second from a free. 48 metres. He's got it.
Without a doubt, the biggest improver in AFL football is Brad Pearce. A bit of a journeyman. I've been everywhere. Started St Kilda. He was down in Tasmania, up in Brisbane, and now he's found it at Carlton. But isn't he doing exceptionally well this year? Talented cricketer too in his younger day.
So the Blues by 5 points. Cransberg. Here's Dean. Getting out to Rice. Dean Rice latches onto the ball. Sits sail for goal and slams it through. Great play, the Blues. Excellent football by Carlton as they skip away to 11-point margin.
Well, it's interesting that bounce down that Essendon had their front end of the square open. Carlton had men there, but here's Dean Rice. I believe playing better football now than what he did when he was at St Kilda, and that's a big statement after those knee operations.
And it was Clappe who gave that hand pass across.
Carlton, 19 points to 8. Williams knocks the ball Carlton's way. Comes out to centre wing. O'Donnell and Christou. A soccer away by Camporelli. There's Denham for Essendon. Paddles the ball back. O'Donnell, Cransberg. Peter Cransberg, bit of a fumble, then back into Denham. Pulled off his kick by Ange Christou. Oh, overrun. Grabbed by Bond. That was Young overrunning. Harvey flies underneath the ball. Clappe breaks a tackle into Bradley. Nobody's had it more than Craig Bradley today. Away to Koutafidis. A long, long kick by Kouta. Oh, just touched on the line.
Just got there, Drew. Just got there.
There's Cummings on screen. 2 goals. Carlton all of a sudden looking very dangerous again. Cummings finds Grinvold at half-back. David Grinvold. Oh, the Essendon player waited for it. It was Ola Renshaw. Here's McKay. Ratton. Wide. Here's Spalding on his own way out here at half-forward. He can lob this out in front. He does exactly that. The lead is on by Steve Kernahan.
Now, Kernahan's going to be too fast for Alessio.
Well,
what do you think?
I don't know. Well, I'd like Alessio at centre forward, to be quite honest. I don't know. I'd be tempted to put Cummings onto Kernahan. It was more of his pace, I would think. Or Fletcher. Anyway, here's Kernahan kicking a goal. He drifts it to the right, as he often does, and puts it through for a behind. But I think Alessio's played his best football at centre forward for Essendon. I can't see why you wouldn't leave him there.
Well, Fletcher played on him in the grand final 2 years ago, and Kernahan kicked 7 in a losing side.
Donald's gone to the half-forward flank, picked up by Christou.
Hardwick shares the ball with Fletcher, who played in that grand final when he was a schoolboy. Back to Hardwick. Short pass to the 50. Harvey. Harvey playing on Spalding. A kick by Mark Harvey into the centre square. Tapped out by Young. Oh, well done by Lloyd, the youngster who came with a huge reputation this year. Socket almost out of McKay's hands by Ola Renshaw. Dean round the boundary line. Bomber Thompson in front. Is left-footed a half-forward. Bond is there, and Dean punches out of bounds. He's had a magnificent season, Peter Dean.
He's a real pro, Peter Dean. There he is, number 35, and 204 games. Well, hasn't played too many poor ones either. Almost on centre wing.
The runner's just gone out to Dean, and I'd say congratulating him on that effort.
Gary O'Donnell doing the ruck work against Justin Madden. There's a mismatch as Pryor brings it to Cransberg. Dean with courage. Oh, good play. Here's Wanganeen. Trip. No.
Trip. Surely.
Oh, it looked like a trip. The Essendon supporters screaming for a free.
Koutafidis hurt himself too. So did Wanganeen.
Oh, here's Stephen Silvani. Oh, wobbly old kick out towards centre wing. The race is on Matt Clappe, the former West Coast Eagle. Onto the left. He's had a fine season. He brings it down the half forward. It's all Essendon. Mark Harvey. He strolls after the ball, and he's got it. Brings it around the boundary line. He's looking for someone. Clappe is there. Koutafidis. Has it knocked out of his hands as he was just about to break clear.
And Gavin Wanganeen talking to the umpire saying, didn't you see that? He reckons it was a dead set trip by Ange Christou.
Oh, a deliberate trip with the foot. Goodness me.
Neither of them came out of it too well. Here's Ratton for Carlton, little right footer. Smothered out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in.
He was only 30 metres out to Wanganeen. You would have thought it'd be a goal.
And if the powers that be have a look at that one, it might have dire consequences for the Blues into the finals. Greg Williams. Koutafidis, what a gather. Brilliant play by Anthony Koutafidis. To Kernahan. Stephen Kernahan, 48 goals for the season. 49.
Well, Pete, we mentioned it earlier. I don't think Alessio's for the job.
It's the wrong man for the job.
He's just a bit too slow. He's making Kernahan look fast. You can see how far Kernahan was in front of Alessio on that occasion. That's twice that Kernahan's got away on a lead.
Well, So Madden versus Kransberger, they must be conceding the centre bounce to Madden by playing these smaller guys. You could put Alessio there.
Well, Somerville's off injured. That's
I know that, but here's Rice receiving from Camberelli. Dean Rice goes. I know, but you have also got the option of putting Alessio in the ruck, particularly, or putting Salmon into the ruck, but they're obviously conceding the centre bounce hit outs to Madden and trying to shark.
Well, Somerville's lining up, warming up, I should say. There he is stretching on the boundary, so he'll probably come back on.
Well,
it's good to see. There's Fletcher. I'd be putting him on Kernahan.
Well, we did see a previous ruck contest where Madden went up against O'Donnell and Madden knocked it straight to an Essendon player.
In actual fact, Fletcher is picking up Madden now.
Kernahan.
Oh, Kernahan, I should say.
Here's David Calthorpe out of the back pocket. Oh, he might run himself into trouble. Here's Pryor.
Oh, a bit late, Stephen.
Ordinary. Camperelli. Ratton. Spalding. High tackle. It's against Grenvold and it's coming back to Brett Ratton. Carlton kicked 3 goals in 6 minutes after James Hurd's effort. Centering kick by Camperelli. One-hander, not quite enough. Still there for the Blues. Pearce for his third. Good tackle from behind.
Oh.
That was Olorenshaw who laid the tackle, and here's Ricky Olorenshaw clearing for the Bombers. O'Donnell, spoiled by Rice. Close to the line, and we'll have a throw-in.
Good play by Gary O'Donnell then. He knew he was in trouble. There were 2-on-1 and Grenvold's going over to congratulate him.
No, Alessio's still going with Kernahan and Fletcher's with Pearce.
So it's almost on centre wing again. I just noticed Denham is shadowing Craig Bradley very, very closely. Here's Christo receiving from Madden. Christo over the back was Pearce. That's good play by Alessio. He left Kernahan that time. Brings it wide. Oh, good mark by Kudafidi. He's read that beautifully. Onto the left foot. Alessio again races after it in front of Kernahan.
Danaher's come on, Pete, for Essendon.
So there's Steve Alessio. It looks like Sheedy's going to persist with him. And he was 10 metres in front of Kernahan as he takes him on in the ruck contest. That's Ratton getting it to Whitehead. Whitehead brings it back in front of the goal. Good effort by Fletcher. Kransberg gets it across to Hardwick and the Bombers off and running.
Kick by Hardwick towards the southern stand side. Christou drops the mark, but it spills to McKay. Into Madden. Madden's hand pass to Ratton. Back to McKay, who kept going. Missed the target. They've lost it. Denham. Wanganeen. Wobbly left footer towards the 50. James Hurd, a magnificent pickup. Back out to Wanganeen. Well shepherded behind by Lloyd. Short pass to Salmon, partly smothered. Knocked out by Bond near the 50. Interesting matchup that.
No.
Bond and Wanganeen both came from Port Adelaide, and they are related.
I was going to mention another. I was just going to mention another matchup, Silvani and Hurd. That's going to be a ripper too, isn't it?
Is it ever? That's the one I'm looking forward to. Madden dragged out of the contest. Gary O'Donnell finds Hurd. Hurd can see Kransberg. It's a poor kick by James Hurd. You can't afford that in this football. Kudafidis gets it to Christou on the Whitehead. Whitehead to the centre of the ground. That turnover very costly by James Hurd, because now Kernahan's got it. Centre of the ground. 3-on-1. Punched away from Pearce. Is that a free kick? No, it's not. Taken by Williams. Down towards Rice. Oh, great tackle on Rice. That allows James Hurd to give it away to Kransberg. That's good play by the Bombers. Kransberg will look for Salmon and Young. Salmon at the back. Play on calls the umpire. Essendon going in hard. Salmon to Wanganeen. Great play. Oh, that deserved a goal. Oh, free kick. The ball coming back. And it's a push. Free kick to Gavin Wanganeen, and that might be poetic justice for the one he missed.
Gee, they went in hard then, didn't they, Essendon players? They really did run in straight lines just prior to this.
Oh, in the back. No doubt about that. Good umpiring, because he had kicked it, but was pushed fair and square in the middle of the back. So maybe they all do even out in the long run, because he certainly should have got a free kick 5 minutes ago for a trip. So the Brownlow medalist directly in front. This is a good game of football. He chips. Oh, goodness me. Somerville missed one from 12 metres. Wanganeen's now missed one from 15 metres. Is that costly football?
Just didn't look good when it left the boot from Wanganeen.
Well, he tried to just chip it through, didn't he?
Christou comes in short to Bond. Bond thumps it long. Kransberger, big leap, and then punches down with discipline to the front. Whitehead caught by Denham. The ball spills to Olorenshaw, and the umpire will ball it up.
I tell you what, Essendon are tackling magnificently.
Well, it was a shock last year when the Bombers beat the Blues in the last round, and everyone thought, oh, well, it's just a hiccup for Carlton, but they lost their first 2 finals, made it 3 losses in a row, and out they went. And they're determined this time not to do that. They've come into this game having won 12 straight. Christou couldn't get boot to ball. Pryor. Denham. Whistle had gone before Denham's kick. Free kick to Pryor. And we haven't seen much of Michael Pryor. He's playing just his 6th game in 2 seasons in the seniors for the Bombers.
So Pryor. Salmon. Oh, good lead. And a terrific kick by Michael Pryor. It hit Salmon right in the navel, but a good lead for a big fella. And there's Pryor.
Well, he was going to be earmarked to have the job on Hannah, but Hannah out of the Carlton side, and here's the big fellow on the lead. And take some big marks, Salmon. He'd really take the game apart.
And he does lead well for such a tall man, and he leads straight up the middle, Paul Salmon. Normally a pretty accurate kick. The Bombers could do with this. They've had a lot of the play. Boy, he leans back. It starts to come back. And he's goal. So Salmon kicks his first. There's Kenny Fletcher in the middle there, the father of Dustin. And the Bombers creep a little bit closer.
Here he is on the mark. You can see he started at the goal square, on the edge of the goal square, so he's come a long way up to take that. Space in which to operate. And that's a big kick. I just didn't think it'd count the carry, but it did.
Kransberg beat Madden in the middle then. Couldn't find a teammate, but eventually it finishes with Thompson. A left footer to centre half forward. Hurd! Brilliant mark.
Stephen Silvani too far behind on that occasion.
This guy is a fair dinkum footballer, isn't he? Tremendous player.
Well, he's in front, you can see there. He's got a terrific leg for his size. An act of frustration by Silvani after Hurd had taken the mark.
James Hurd's already kicked 1 today from a mark.
46 for the season, 47 for the season.
And that one gets away to the right. Disappointing from there. Behind. So the Bombers have missed 3 that they, on other occasions, would have gotten. Probably should be in front.
Definitely 2 anyway, wasn't it?
So 12 points the Blues lead by. Here's Michael Sexton. The back pocket, kicks it wide, looking for Clappe. Now, was he tripped? Umpire didn't think so. No, here's Grenville. On the Hardwick, he's got a touch of class, Damien Hardwick. Smothered off the boot, but Denham should have kicked it instead of handballing. Taken by Ratton. A hurry kick, but Mark Harvey marks in the centre of the ground. The Bombers really going at the ball hard. Good kick, finds O'Donnell. He's off.
He was gone, he was
off.
gone.
Yeah, he's playing on. The umpire's called play on. He brings it in. Oh, big chance for a mark here in the square. Young Lloyd couldn't take it. It's punched away. Hits the behind post, so it'll be a throw-in.
Another punch by Peter Dean. Blues by 12 points. 4.5 minutes to quarter time. Salmon out in front of goal. Dean. Ratton in trouble. Back to Bradley. And happy to concede a point, Craig Bradley.
The hoots of the Essendon supporters. That's like when they used to pass it back to the soccer goalie. In soccer, the crowd used to hoot as a sign of weakness, they think.
Well, what would they rather see them trying to play on with
himself?
Concede a goal.
Yeah, I'd rather the point. As it comes out to Dean. Peter Dean transfers play here. Oh, Lloyd comes in to spoil. Sexton. Camporelli. Tackled by Young. They're obviously been fired up by Sheedy to tackle hard. Camporelli to the centre of the ground, marked by Clappe. He's been a good find for the Blues. Former Eagle brings it wide. Dean Rice and Mark Thompson. Mark Thompson punches the ball away. Here's Whitehead, caught. Gets in a hand pass. Thompson working hard. Finds Ola Renshaw, who ducks and weaves. Gets a free kick. And the umpire telling him to get back over the mark. No, in fact, it's not going to him. It's going to Mark Thompson. So the captain, Bomber Thompson, gives it to Ricky Ola-Renshaw.
Whitehead's hurt himself too, Pete, for Carlton.
Here's Cransburg. I think this is a very impressive first. I know they're behind on the scoreboard, but I reckon Essendon are looking good. Now, Salmon a chance. Oh, Mark, that's got to be an S. Oh, goodness me, not paid. Taken by Wanganeen. That had to be an Essendon mark.
It looked like it, didn't it? But the umpire just not quite in the right position. Doolan coming on for Essendon too. There's Whitehead being worked on.
Christo out wide receives the kick in.
Down the southern stand side. Koutoufides. Absolute star of the future, Anthony Koutoufides. Out to Craig Bradley. Bradley on the run and finds Kernahan. A couple of South Australians combining then, and they've been great for a long, long time for the Blues. Kernahan for his 50th goal of the season. Thumps it long and hooks it for a behind. Carlton 4-5. Essendon 2-6.
Well, Essendon fighting for that second spot on the ladder. Here's Bomber Thompson. No wonder they're going at it hard, Essendon, even with all those injured players. So the short kick in, and Dustin Fletcher has marked. 4-5. Plays 2-6 at the moment. Here's Fletcher. Kicks it long. Andrew McKay has to show. Oh, free kick further down the field. The umpire's paid here, and this is Barry Young. Now he's transferring play to the centre. Harvey getting on his own. That's 3 or 4 times that's happened. Here's Salmon. Great lead. Terrific lead by Salmon. Great kick by Harvey.
Copybook stuff. Looked like a training drill. No pressure. There's Harvey, centre of the ground, the deliverer of that ball. Just trying to pick up where Doolan's going. He's going with Whitehead, moving into the centre of the ground as we see there Salmon preparing for another shot at goal. He kicked a long one earlier.
Well, it's good to see him leading. He leads straight down the middle, so when he marks it, he's dead in front. He'll kick from just inside 50. We ran very close to the man on the mark, and that put him off. He hooked it and put it out in the full. So Essendon wasting many opportunities. They've had plenty of the play.
And there's Paul Salmon, who's been their leading goal kicker 7 out of the last 11 years. Silvani kicks in for the Blues. Lloyd.
I like the way he pushed himself off doing that time, Lloyd.
This is young Matthew Lloyd playing just his 3rd game in the AFL, an All-Australian Teal Cupper, and a youngster who came with big raps. Hurd pushed out.
No doubt about that.
Advantage.
Young kicked the goal. Cransburg got it. The advantage, it was going to be a free kick to Hurd, and Cransburg kicked the goal.
Well, by doing that, Cransburg's put pressure on Madden. His mobility matched against Madden's height. There he is, Cransburg behind. It was a definite free kick to Hurd anyway, but advantage play paid.
Carlton lead by 5 points. Madden gets his hand to it first again. Greg Williams hasn't been in it much. There's Ratton, a little kick, went about 10 metres. Oh, beautifully taken away by Ben Doolan. Down towards the half-forward line. Here's Dean, Christo, and the umpire said it was in the back. So Ange Christo gets it across to his lookalike. Steve Silvani, a one-on-one contest. Hardwick tries to punch it away. Denham and Bradley. That's a good contest. Denham, Bradley gets there first, gets onto the left boot and brings it down towards half-forward. Knocked away by Calthorpe, and he puts it over the line.
That was great use of the body by Bradley, because Denham was going to go past him, but he just put his body across the path of Denham, knocked him off the ball. It was terrific play. You had a case of strength and speed then.
In the last minute of the first quarter, Spaulding applying the tackle on Thompson.
He's throwing some big tackles. He picked up Harvey earlier. Spaulding, you see there, he was going to throw him to the ground, Hardwick. Or Thompson, was it?
Carlton by 5 points, and the Blues in attack. This ball up at left half forward. Spalding wins it, gets it inside the 50. Rice behind Thompson. Thompson turns him inside out to Doolan. Diving mark, and Pryor just got there in time. And that'll be just about the closing action of the first quarter. And what a quarter it was. The Bombers wasted opportunities. They probably should be in front, but they trail by 5 points. Bradley was terrific, especially in the early part of the quarter, 8 possessions, but by the end, Ratton had got on top of the possession list with 11, and Paul Salmon, who kicked the goal early and missed everything with his last kick for goal, and James Hird playing on Stephen Silvani, and that's a contest which should be a highlight for the whole day. Stephen Kernahan has kicked 1. He missed a month, kicked 1 in his comeback, 1 last week, and 1 so far today. Dean Rice, who nearly won the game for the Blues in Perth last week with 2 goals in the last quarter. Gee, it promised a lot, and it's delivering. Carlton 4-5-29, Essendon 3-6-24 against Madden.
Essendon got the front end of the square open again.
Bounce favours Madden, and he gets it to Ratton, who was a star in the first quarter. Cransberg gets the kick out of the middle, so it doesn't matter that he's being beaten for height. Heard the hand pass back. Cransberg ran into him. They're just outside the 50. Lloyd, number 18, the kid playing his 3rd game. Not a bad standing start kick. Salmon lost sight of it, and the mark is taken by Sexton in the last line for the Blues.
So Michael Sexton, a dependable, solid, full-back, back pocket, can play just about anywhere, Sexton. He's an uncontested mark to Dean. I don't think Sheedy would like that.
Actually, Sexton reminds me of a younger man, or a younger version of Peter Dean, the man in screen.
Here's Bradley. Craig Bradley getting plenty of possessions again. He's got his shadow on the mark. That's Sean Denham, the former Geelong Rover. Now Bradley, a beautiful kick to half forward. Madden flying for it. That's a mark. Good mark by big Justin Madden. Now off he goes onto the left, a low trajectory kick. Good punch away. That was by Fletcher. Now here's Calthorpe. On to Denham. Calthorpe again. It was Doolan, the original player, who gave it across. Here's Silvani, and that's smart play by Silvani. Well, they've got 2 lookalikes down there across the half-back line in Doolan and Calthorpe. 2 stocky little half-backs.
Throwing Christo and Silvani. Lookalikes everywhere, aren't they? But Pearce should have been in front of Fletcher. Good effort by Fletcher, but Pearce, his caper is to get in front.
McKay straight up the ground to Koutafidis. This man could be anything. His left footer is partly smothered, but comes out to Bradley, centre wing. On the overlap is Christou. Long to full forward. Pearce the only chance for Carlton. And well done, Alessio, to get back in front. Alessio towards the outer side. Fletcher. Ola Renshaw. Good to see him back just at the right time of the season, just in time for the finals. Playing just his 9th senior game for the year.
Sorry, Drew, I don't know why Kernahan's so far up the ground. It works well when Pearce and Kernahan are together in the goal square. They complement one another.
Here's Stephen Alessio, straight up the centre of the ground. Danaher can't take the mark. 2 number 7s, Danaher and Ratton on each other, and there'll be a ball up. Ratton was outstanding in the first quarter with 11 possessions.
So Carlton in for a pretty tough game. Magnificent season. Going for
terrific effort if they win today. It's 20 games they would have won for the season. That's a great effort.
Yeah, is it had a fine, terrific season. There's Greg Williams, and the ball held to him as umpire Darren Goldsmith will bounce it. And Williams not being able to get into the play at the moment. He's only had 2 kicks and 1 handball. It's unlike him. Madden.
We've got to congratulate Calthorpe.
Whitehead. Now here's Doolan. Ben Doolan, the former Sydney Swan, brings it up to halfway. Was that a push in the back against Hird? Umpire didn't think so. Silvani working hard. Shuffles it out to Dean. Further afield it goes to Bond. Bond to centre wing. Bradley. Good play by Bradley. On the big Justin Madden. Madden again, the low trajectory kick.
He delivers that ball well, doesn't he, for a big fellow? He shot it to Pearce earlier on the other side of the ground. Pearce got it cut off. But Madden's delivery of the ball is really quite exceptional for a big fellow.
Well, Steve Kernahan has kicked one. He'll have to kick this from about 51 metres. It won't be an easy shot. Alessio on the mark. He's right on 50, in fact. He goes for the long bomb, hooks it badly and puts it out on the full.
He lacked confidence in getting the distance.
So a penalty kick to the Bombers will be taken by Mark Harvey.
Outside the 50, Kernahan and Alessio. It spills to Koutoufides. Rice, nobody in the goal square. A goal to Rice.
I don't know, Drew.
He's paid the mark, I think. I don't think it was over the line.
Oh, an interesting one. The umpire right there.
Yeah, the goal umpire was right on the scene and made no call on it.
Oh,
shit. Let's have this.
Oh, that's a beauty, isn't it?
Goodness me. We can't argue because the goal umpire's there and we're up in the commentary box with the crowd behind the goals. Well,
the camera angle wasn't quite there, was it? Yeah. Boy, it looked behind the line when he took it.
So Fletcher, after the mark, kicks in. Carlton. Centre wing, Rat. Bust the tackle. McKay. And the umpire will ball it up.
So this is a terrific game of football. Real pressure game for two very talented sides. Huge crowd. And a great atmosphere. And Gary O'Donnell again doing the ruck work against Madden. Whitehead to the half-forward line. Umpire calling play on. Here's Doolan. He's caught.
Rice.
Brought back by Bomber Thompson to centre wing. Justin Madden couldn't mark. Hand pass from Barry Young to Wanganeen, who brings it up towards half-forward. James Hurd versus Silvani. It's punched away. Support there from Kleppe. On to Sexton. Sexton to centre wing, and waiting underneath it is Lloyd, who takes the mark.
Lloyd centering kick. Salmon has to wait for it and marks.
Excellent delivery of the ball by the youngster Lloyd. Beautiful left foot kick.
Well, Lloyd was the number one in the 16-year-old draft in February.
Actually, his father used to play for Carlton. Only played, 30-odd games. John Lloyd.
And here's Cransberg with the ball after Salmon was probably worried by the distance outside 50. Peter Cransberg, haven't seen too much of him, playing just his 6th game for the year. He's going all right against Madden in the ruck. Kicking from just outside 40 metres. Gets his second goal. Well, the Bombers went in with 6 changes, and you'd reckon it would weaken the side, but he's been a real surprise pack.
Well, he has, because he's been competing, Drew. He's used his mobility. He's jumping up and giving a competition at the centre bounce, so he's not making it easy for Madden. But then around the ground, he's proving a bit of a problem. That's good to see. He's just not trying to wrestle with the bigger fellow.
The Bombers are in front by 2 points, says Big Justin Madden. Look at that for football. Well played by Harry Madden. Then he tried to get a little bit too fancy but he got it to Dean Rice. Rice onto the right boot, hooks it back towards goal. Oh, good slips catch. Very good mark.
Now that was a mark.
By Dustin Fletcher. A terrific mark. Transfers play across the ground. Hardwick loping after it. Oh, no, it's got to come back. That's right. Now, the umpires got mixed up here. One umpire thought it was play on.
Yeah, well, everybody did, didn't they?
And now it's got to come back to Fletcher deep in that back. I wondered why
got to go.
Hardwick was just loping after it. The Carlton player was chasing it hard, but it's Fletcher in the back pocket. He's chipping it in towards Pryor, and he's found him at half back. Pryor kicks it wide. The race is on. Gary O'Donnell is there against Christou. Ola Renshaw goes to ground. He's got support from Mark Harvey. Harvey will go to the line, I would think. No, it's still in play. Taken by Earl Spalding. Onto the left. Hooks it up. Greg Williams underneath the ball. And coming across to lend the hand is Alessio. Good mark.
Kick by Alessio. Madden off the ground. And Glenn Manton's come on for the Blues.
Against his old side too.
Thompson, the hand pass to Doolan. Doolan, a long kick to Salmon.
Well, it's a free
Well
kick.
done, Sexton. Brilliantly done by Hurd, but he just couldn't screw it back enough.
There's a free kick to Salmon then. Sexton had the arm wrapped around. Watch this. Look at that. Look, if that's not a free kick. Oh.
Yes, I tend to agree with you after looking at that replay, Don. 32-29, 3 points as Silvani's in for a tough day, Steve Silvani on Hurd, but very talented player. Played a great game against the Eagles last week on Jason Ball. Here's Bond, Troy Bond, centre wing. Kransberg playing a ripper, takes a great mark. Peter Kransberg, he wants to take a part in the finals, brings it in. Christou, 2 bites of the cherry and he marks at half back.
Well, he's had the compliment paid to him that Manton's come on because he is proving a real problem because Madden just couldn't keep with him.
Well, I remember earlier in the season when Ryan O'Connor got a turn in the ruck for the Bombers and he really stepped up. It was a vote-winning game. Koutafidis up a mile, couldn't take the mark. Comes back at it. Well played, Koutafidis. Dean didn't see the tackler coming. Kouta for the 3rd time. Williams.
That was strength by Koutafidis to keep going after he got knocked off the ball, and he kept going, and then he still had the strength and balance and poise to hit Williams with it.
Listen to the hoots of the Essendon supporters. They hooted him at Subiaco last week. He's copying it again.
Haven't had many times to hoot him today. He's hardly had it.
Good mark, well chopped off.
I think the umpire actually paid the free kick to Olorenshaw there, over the shoulder.
Excellent body, smaller fellow.
3 points the margin, the Bombers in front, and this crowd really getting involved, and the crowd is 85,000-90,000.
Chris Danaher looking for Wanganeen. Will it sit for him? Now he's got it.
Oh, Bond, well done.
Good play to O'Donnell. O'Donnell loses the ball in the tackle. Here's Bond, he's caught. Great tackle by Barry Young. Holding the ball, says the umpire. The tackler being rewarded by Grant Vernon.
Good battle between Wanganeen and Bond.
So Barry Young way out at half-foot. Essendon's tackling's been sensational in this game. He brings it in towards the pocket. Oh, an ordinary kick. He's kicked it straight to Camporelli. Camporelli will kick it wide and he'll find Greg Williams.
Listen to the hoots for Greg Williams. He's won 2 Brownlows, including last year's. Carlton haven't scored in this quarter. We've been playing 11 and a half minutes. The Bombers have kicked the only goal for the term. Spalding marks, centre of the ground. Out wide he goes. And here's Michael Sexton, who was at full back the last time I looked. A centering pass, Kernahan.
What terrific play. Spalding the way he went after that ball, then he's delivered to Sexton. Good running by Sexton. And now Kernahan with a shot.
Is this about the spot where he had to kick a point that time and he blazed it out of bounds?
Yep, just about. And that was right at the end of the game. This is early in the second quarter. The margin is 3 points, so it's a pretty similar situation. To put the Blues in front, a wobbly old kick, a shocking kick by Kernahan for behind.
Well, I didn't want to put the moz on him, but he got it behind this time. The last time it went out in the full by Big Stephen.
Do you know he's had 1-4? He's had, 1-5. It would have been 1-5 with that hook shot.
Oh, there's Doolan. Well, too slow to get rid of it. Was pushed as he kicked it. And the pace of Pearce helped in that tackle and kicked it out in the full. Now, Pearce, a poor kick. Oh, the mark is dropped down there by Chris Danaher. Bad miss. That'll be a bounce, I would think.
Strong play by Rice.
So a bounce about 45 metres out from the Carlton goal, with Essendon leading by 2 points.
Midway through the second quarter. Spalding doing his share in the ruck. Hard wicket, little kick round the boundary line. Clever. Outside the 50, out of play. Hogg on the bench. It's his first game this season. Last year he played every game. So what a difference a year can make. Pryor, great little hand pass. Calthorpe. He's got Olorenshaw inside. Doesn't need him. David Calthorpe, a long run. And a perfect pass, just a little bit wide for Hurd. Silvani's not slow. Hurd turns him inside out. Back to the goal square. Salmon and Young. Barry Young right in front.
Exciting stuff. Exciting. There is Barry Young, who had a terrific game against St Kilda a couple of weeks ago. Been a little bit patchy, but what a classical mark. Exciting stuff. Formerly of Richmond, he's got his opportunity and has taken it, Essendon.
He's kicked just 50 goals in his league career of 83 games. And let's hope he can cap that great mark off with a goal. Bombers lead by 8 points.
Well, that was an exciting passage of play. Firstly, the way that Hurd got rid of Silvani. The long bomb in towards goal. Here it is, Pryor. Calthorpe takes off. And this was good by Calthorpe. He tried to hit Hurd with a ball, just missed him. And then Hurd turns him inside out. Silvani. And then Young for the screamer.
The Bombers by 8 points. Danger period here for Carlton. The tap comes to Williams, taken by Bradley. Bradley a hurry kick to half-wide, Alessio and Kernahan. It hits the deck. Well played, Earl Spalding. On the Kernahan, he tries to beat 2 players. He can't do so. Great play, Spalding. Grabs it, bends it back. A terrific goal by number 11.
And that's the Blues' first goal since the 14.5-minute mark of the first quarter.
And listen, talk about courage. Gee, have a look at Earl Spalding. Only eyes for the ball. Courage shows itself in different ways, but boy, Earl Spalding, that was fantastic. Kernahan got himself into trouble, and then Spalding just came through, eyes for the ball.
Well, the Blues went from the 14.5-minute mark first quarter to the 15.5-minute second quarter between goals. Cransburg won in the middle. Ola Renshaw lost control of it. And Kudafidi is absolutely sensational. Bit slick for Bond. Bond caught by Cransburg. Support by Dean. The game really speeding up. Williams, well, he didn't speed up. He was too slow. And he didn't gauge the pace of the game.
Now there's a free kick, I think, against, is it Wanganeen, for laying that tackle.
And Peter Dean will take it just behind centre wing.
So the Blues, often when they get in trouble, no one on the mark has a bounce. When they get in trouble, they can always lift Carlton. Down towards Clappe, no mark, taken by Bomber Thompson. Oh, he's got a loose man out here on centre wing. It's Lloyd. Lloyd sprints clear, brings it towards half forward. Players set themselves, and Christou backed himself in front of Hurd and took a good mark.
Cransburg really has made a difference. In fact, he's turned this, what was Carlton's strong point was Madden in the ruck. Now he's gone into the ruck and he's got Kudafidis against him, and Cransburg's taken over in that position.
Well, there's Kudafidis. That's a very strong mark at half forward. And he hurt himself as he came down, but he'll be okay, just slightly winded.
Denham behind play, having a little bit of an altercation with Bradley. As we see there, Kudafidis on the ground. There they are, the two combatants.
So Kudafidis in towards half forward, up they go. It's over the back. Harvey went without it. Here's a chance for Clappe. Oh, it's close. He's goal. Carlton in front.
Well, I thought Pearce had hurt himself as Clappe went in and kicked that goal. He bounced hard on the ground. Spalding again off at the big contest. Here's Spalding. Look, contest. Pearce on ground. And Clappe just getting his foot to boot. I mean, foot to ball.
Carlton by 4 points in a thriller at the MCG in front of a huge crowd. Cransburg wins in ruck again and robes his own footy. Here's Danaher. Hand pass blocked. Denham.
That ground must be hard in the centre for the players. Disconcerting. Lack of consistency as far as the texture of the ground is concerned.
Well, they've played a lot of football here this year, with Friday nights, Saturdays, some Sundays, both seniors and reserves. Cransburg wins in the ruck. Here's Christou, back towards the 50. Gets a clip round the eyebrows. Advantage is played. It goes towards the outer side, and Christou's going to get his own ball. bit like Wayne Harms in that famous one in the grand final. And similar result, he gets it even forward to a teammate. That's great. Back to Christou from McKay.
The Blues have lifted. Here's Williams onto the left.
Lloyd off, Cummings on.
Kernahan at the back. Here's a chance. Racing in the goal. Is that Tony Lynn? Yes, it is. It's a goal. So Tony Lynn's come onto the ground and kicked the goal. That's why they're a good side, Carlton. They can lift when they're under pressure.
And Williams is starting to get away from Calthorpe. Terrific play here. This started it, initiated it, because Christou followed up his own kick, got it back, involved again. Williams getting away from Calthorpe. And in turn, this one goes to centre-half forward, and a timely tackle by Kernahan. Watch this. There. Spills the ball. Lynn. Bang. Through it goes.
And all of a sudden, Carlton leading by 10 points. Koutoufides wins in the middle. Williams back to Koutoufides. To Ratton. Kick smothered. Bradley off the ground. Camporelli to the 50.
Smothered.
His kick smothered.
Thompson.
Clappe after it. Lynn, who kicked the last goal. The hand pass. Camporelli gets another one. What a burst by the Blues. 4 goals in 5 minutes.
You can't believe it, can you? Oh, what a game of footy. Their fortunes change. They swing. Camporelli. Smother. That was fantastic by Thompson. Clappe involved once again. Here's Lynn, handball, Camporelli. Followed up well. Oh, great stuff.
So back we go to the middle. 4 goals in 5 minutes by the Blues when Essendon were getting on top. That's why they're a good side and why they've won 19 this year.
Denham's off Bradley too.
Oh, bad miss by Kransberg. He's still got a chance though. There's Cummings. Too long to get rid of it. Here's Hurd. He's trying his heart out, James Hurd. Trying to beat the tackle. He does beat the tackle. Good play as he finds Pryor. Pryor, did he handball it?
He was tricked by Sedley. I thought he had hold of the jumper.
Oh, Dixon dropped it red hot.
Well, I thought he dropped it red hot.
What's this?
It was a leg.
He's got the, and the umpire said he was leg.
The initial tackle was round the waist. That should have been a Carlton free kick. Here's Pryor. Up towards the tall timber. Salmon. No mark, taken by Bond.
Well done, Bond.
Who belts it to the centre of the ground. Mark Harvey braces himself and courageously takes the mark.
I couldn't believe that decision. Harvey from the cricket pitch area. Salmon.
That's what he's got to do, the big fellow.
Oh, the defender came over the shoulder. Silvani clears the defence. And out of bounds will do them at this stage.
Thought he had that then, Salmon.
Carlton by 16 points, and they'd gone for about half an hour without kicking a goal and then kicked 4 in 5 minutes. Kransberger backhanded at Denham. It spills. Manton got the hand pass out. Williams eventually. Centre wing. Doolan slips away from Lynn.
Boy from Albury went to Sydney Swans. Essendon, he showed tremendous potential in his first year at Sydney.
Well, Kransberg is going off the ground. He's been one of the stars for the Bombers. He must need rest. Oh, Harvey charges straight at it. That's why he's broken his leg about 3 times in his career. Lynn.
Lynn to Williams. Greg Williams caught. Holding the ball, says the umpire. He had a chance to get rid of it.
Now, Manton will probably have to come on and do the work. Manton, the runner's talking to Manton. Here's the free kick. Doolan over the top, too high.
No.
It was initially.
Do you think? But anyway, it's a great tackle by Doolan, and he's been re-reported, I'd say, or he's had his number taken, I'll say, by Darren Goldspick. Greg Williams. Oh, he's got to watch himself.
Well, that could be a sensation going into the finals.
Madden about to come on for Carlton.
But disputing decisions only get fined these days anyway, as we see the ball towards half forward. And the mark taken by Cummings.
What about with the list of priors that he's got?
Yes, well, that's true. But towards half forward, that's a mark to Denham. No mark to Denham. Somerville is there. Taken away by Koutoufides. This is a terrific game of football. Williams has it punched away by Bomber Thompson. Pryor thumps it to the space. They're going in hard after the football. Here's Bond. Oh, they don't like each other, these two teams. Harvey outmanoeuvred by Spalding. Here's Calthorpe. He's caught that.
Turned into it.
And oh, look at Williams. He doesn't like that.
He turned into it. Watch this. He turns into it. Calthorpe, bang.
Yeah, a bit lucky.
Now, did he try and get rid of it? No. I thought it was a good tackle.
Williams exactly the same umpire. And Williams went in the book for it. Off the ground by Lynn. Gathered by Bradley. Bradley on the turn inside the 50. Hardwick couldn't take the mark. Wanganeen gives it up. Ratton. Rice. 65 out. Kernahan is there with Alessio.
Oh, free kick surely to Kernahan.
No whistle on the play. Camporelli. Mark Harvey very hard at the ball. Across the half-back line. Could be danger yet. Thompson's hand pass. Pryor. Michael Pryor round the boundary line. A clever kick.
That kick by Harvey indicated the pressure out there. It is intense. There's Madden back on to combat Somerville.
Well, what a game. 5-8 to 8-6. Carlton proving what a good side they are. Madden. Here's Bradley. Bradley on the left. Unselfish play as he centres the ball, and Greg Williams has marked 45 metres from goal. The hoots of the crowd. Great play by Bradley.
Somerville, a dangerous player, drifting down to the Essendon forward line. He'll have to be watched as Bradley spots Williams, and Williams taking the mark.
So Greg Williams will kick from directly in front for his first. But most importantly, Carlton have got on top in this game when Essendon will look the better side at one stage, Don.
And Doolan's been moved down to the forward line, Peter, being picked up by Bond. Wanganeen's gone down back for Essendon.
So Williams directly in front, 45 metres out, kicks a goal and has put it through.
I think he'll be giving the umpire a bit of a spray there too, Greg Williams. He looked as if he was looking in that direction, saying something, the umpire. There he is, mouthing off again. Madden, Bradley, in turn Williams.
Bounce in the middle. Now we've got two fair dinkum ruckman back on. Madden won it. Bradley gets it. A very high ball. Pearce is there. Tries to knock the ball up away from Fletcher. Fletcher defends well. Ball hasn't gone out. Thompson with Lynn. Thompson short pass. Well done by the skipper. And Calthorpe has it. Still behind half back for the Bombers. 60 to 38. And Carlton well in charge by 22 points. In the last minute of the first half. Thompson again.
So Mark Thompson, they're fiddling around across half back here. Mark Harvey. They've got to be more direct, Essendon. Here's a good mark on centre wing by Cummings. They could certainly do with a goal before half-time. Good mark taken by Ratton. No, not paid. On to Bradley, who's come right back into the game towards half-forward. And that's an excellent mark by Bomber Thompson, who gives it off to Hardwick.
Left footer by Hardwick to the 50. Chris do a good punch. Fumble by Doolan. There's Harry Madden off the ground.
Well
Denham.
Denham.
Still a chance for the Bombers. And the mark to Hurd with 7 seconds remaining right in front. He played on and kicked the goal.
No, the umpire hadn't signified time off, Drew. Or time on.
So it'll come back to James Hurd to kick for goal, which would be his second for the game. And Paul Salmon questioning umpire Goldsbink. We can only guess about that. Why not a goal?
No, the ball had bounced clear and all the Carlton players had stopped.
It's a great effort by Denham in the centre to get it down to Hurd.
So Hurd, the leading goal kicker, this for his 48th of the year, hooked it and has kicked it behind. Well, when he played on and snapped, he kicked a goal. And when he had the set shot after the siren, he kicked a point.
Now, you're the expert at kicking, Peter, but to me, he seemed to not drop the ball correctly when he put it onto the boot. Hurd.
They've missed some sitters, Essendon, and Sheedy wouldn't be happy. But gee, Carlton proved what a good side they are, Don, by coming back when the pressure was on. Essendon had got on top, but the Blues came back hard. Williams came in the game. Bradley started to pick up plenty of possessions. And, well, they're proving what a good side they are and why they've won 19 games this year.
A terrific contest here at the MCG, and it is half-time in the big one between first and second on the ladder, and the minor premiers are in charge at the moment. Carlton 9-6-60 lead Essendon 5-9-39, and gets us underway for the second half here. A 21-point lead to the Blues after a burst late in the second quarter. Doolan the first kick, Essendon into attack, 40 metres from goal, 30. Sexton reads it well, on all fours. The hand pass on. What a gather by Koutafidis, who was sensational in the first half. Wanganeen over the top. Excellent mark, Gavin Wanganeen. Oh, man in front, they pay.
Well, no, the umpires were conferring with one another. One didn't know what the other was going to pay on that occasion.
Definitely Wanganeen's mark anyway to Harvey. Punched away by Ratton, who's been a pretty good player. Here's Ola Renshaw, just took his eye off it at the split second, and a slight fumble.
And Denham, who's there laying the tackle, he started in the forward pocket. He had the job on Bradley to start off the game. We've got Wanganeen on Lynn.
And there's a few blokes trying to umpire the game, and Greg Williams, guess what, is one of them.
Centre wing. Punched away by Pryor. Strong tackle on Clappe. Christo was appealing for a free kick. That's Bond getting it to Koutafidis. He was held on to too long. Here's Bond. He's very, very quick. Look at that. Just strolls away and then belts it long. Down towards half forward. And two players go for it, Spalding and Kernahan, and Spalding takes the mark. Well, Spalding, who's a real goer.
I think Earl's lifting a few weights nowadays. He was a pretty slack trainer as far as the gym was concerned, but just looking at his physique, looks as if he's pushing a few.
Well, a couple of years ago, we would have had our hearts in our mouths here as he lined up for goal, but he certainly has improved his kicking. He'll have to kick from about, well, only a couple of steps, 48 metres, and will it clear? Well, I think that's a goal. I don't think that was touched. Yes, it is. 2 goals to the big centre-half forward. He certainly has improved his kicking, and what a start for the Blues in this third term.
Yes, but listen, let's not get carried away with the performance, because you've got to look at Essendon. Long is not out there. You got Mercedes not out there, and Mercurian. All of those players average over 20 possessions a game. Carlton should do this, and they should do it pretty easily if they're any sort of side.
Madden against Somerville. Little one off the ground by Clappe. Well done by Thompson to spin out of trouble. His left footer is perfect. And Cummings, I think he likes it up this half of the ground better. Inside 50 to Danaher. The kick missed the target. Sexton charged straight at it. Ratton gets the hand pass away. The defence combining brilliantly. McKay, this hand pass, great. Camporelli not perfect. And the ball out of play. We'll have a throw in. Left half or right half back for the Blues.
Hurd playing down at the full forward position, or a forward pocket position besides Salmon. Silvani's still with him.
So Madden tries to flick it back. He's got it again, Madden. He gives it straight to Doolan. Doolan a good kick because it was a quick kick. Hurd to Young. Smothered off the boot. Still going Barry Young against Andrew McKay. A high tackle on Dean. They charge after it. Here's Silvani. A desperate play. A flick over the back by Bradley. That's a South Australian hand pass. That's Christo and Pryor, but that was a throw that time. And against Christo, and no doubt that was a throw. And here's Michael Pryor. He's bringing it to half forward looking for Doolan, and he finds him about 65 metres from goal. A crowded forward line, but now the lead's on by Salmon. He's underneath it. Oh, good defensive play by Sexton. Allows Bradley to give it across to Rice, and the former Saint kicks it to the half-forward line.
Spalding played every game this year. Bit of a fumble by Clappe. Wanganeen to tidy up. Harvey tries to find Wanganeen. They're losing ground. Right in the bump was Alessio. Then a bit slow. Caught by Kernahan. Off the ground by Ratton. Harvey leads the race. Here comes Clappe. Harvey, nobody to give it to. It's all Carlton here. Rice. Camporelli. Spalding. And And the Blues getting on top. Earl Spalding goes across half forward. Pearce.
That's Pearce's go to get out in front and lead. He tried to match it with Fletcher as far as man-on-man marking. He was killed in the second quarter. Good play again by Spalding. Spalding, yeah, he's terrific.
Pearce is actually in some danger of overhauling Kernahan for leading goal kicker awards at Carlton this year. This for his third today, 43rd for the season. A beauty!
He is a great kick for goal.
He's only 6 behind Stephen Kernahan, and Kernahan's won it every year since he's been at the club.
And there's Spalding once again. He must have been a little inaccurate earlier in the year because he kicked 28 points coming into this game. For the season, he's got 43-29, Pearce, but he's a beautiful kick for goal.
Mark Harvey's off the ground, 33 points the margin. Peter Summerall, they need a burst of 3 or 4 goals, Essendon. Here's a chance, Salmon. Oh, he's dropped a sitter on the chest. Oh, it's not their day, Essendon.
Gransberg on.
Here's Silvani. Oh, flattened as he kicked it. But he gets it to half-back in Camperelli. Carlton looking very good. The kick out wide, finds Bond.
He's doing all right too, this young fella.
He's very quick and he kicks a long way. A well-directed kick to Kernahan, and Alessio, I don't like this move. I reckon
I've been at it all day. I mean, why haven't they made the move earlier?
Well, I reckon Alessio has played his best football at centre-half forward this year. Here's Spalding again, used his body pretty well. Kransberg takes it to the line and puts it over.
Carlton have kicked the last 7 goals of the game. They got behind and they now lead by 33 points. Spalding's been terrific. Williams floats the hand pass. Spalding back to Williams. He's a chance, but he's run out of room. Doolan cornered him. Calthorpe the hand pass.
Excellent handball.
On the bounce to Danaher. His hand pass too slick for Doolan. Barry Young, who took a great mark in the second quarter. A fumble by Calthorpe. The Bombers are rattled, and Kernahan takes the ball over the line.
See, they have fumbled a lot, Essendon, haven't they, since quarter time?
And Calthorpe hurt too after that bump from Kernahan. He's not showing it, but he is hurt.
So Kernahan doing the ruck work. Strong tackling. Here's Wanganeen.
Gee, Kernahan's throwing his weight around a bit, isn't he?
Well, he's playing a captain's role up there as Thompson goes to half forward. Here's the sweeper. Hans Christou. And the crowd goes woof as he gets it towards Koutafidis. Great play, Koutafidis. And he still hung onto that ball. He got the free kick, but he was off anyway. Bond mark, centre of the ground. Carlton growing in confidence as the game progresses. Spalding will go up in front.
Well
Big
done.
thump away by Kransberg. Back it comes to Koutafidis. Now Dean. Dean belts it in towards full forward. Kernahan at the back. Can't mark. And Thompson will clear it and give it to Hardwick.
Hardwick towards the outer wing, where Cummings takes the mark. Young man who kicked 8 goals in his league debut last year. Hardly had a run on the forward line since. Renshaw will play on, says the umpire.
Christo's hurt too, Drew.
Hurd, spoiled by Silvani. Off hands, Young kicks into the pack. O'Donnell pokes it up high. Salmon with Sexton. Salmon, terrific mark. Well, he was behind all the way and took a slips catch.
Well, he pushed Sexton out from underneath the ball, and it just happened to stick to that outstretched hand. There, he's just pushing him out, sticking to the right hand.
Well, Carlton went through a drought. They went over half an hour without kicking a goal. Now Essendon have done something similar. Can they break the drought and come back?
Rice off for Carlton.
Salmon for goal. Looks good. His second.
And when Rice went off, he went straight onto the phone, so obviously the coach having a few words to him as Salmon has just kicked his second goal. He pushed Sexton out just with the one arm and takes it in the opposite.
Blues by 27 points as Clappe gets it to Koutafidis. Taken away by Somerville. Straight up in the air. Ola Renshaw underneath it. Punched away by Christo. Out wide here is Danaher. It sits for him. Chris Danaher dummies. Then gets onto the right foot. They need another quick one. Here's Salmon a chance. Used his body well. Or Silvani gets it. Chipping in was Hurd. Great play by Hurd. Socked away by Sexton over the line, but Hurd showed beautiful anticipation there. He is a class act.
Just watch Hurd cutting it off, following it on, just fingertips each time. Interceptions.
72-45. Carlton in front. Madden in front here. Down to Silvani. The kick is not quite going out. It does eventually, and we'll have a throw in.
O'Donnell, who's playing half forward, running with Bradley now.
Craig Bradley's had a big season in 19 possessions so far today. Somerville got his gloves to it. Madden, kick smothered. Madden and Somerville having a bit of a wrestle. McKay gets the hand pass away to Christo. We'll watch the football. Kernahan, spoiled by Alessio. Hogg was there, got his first touch for the day. Kernahan paddles backwards. Koutafidis has been sensational. To Kernahan, floats one to Spalding. 40 metres out, Big Earl. Good kick! What about that for a goal? Spalding gets his third, and he won't have kicked too many better than that in his career.
Well, while that play was going on, a lot of pushing and shoving behind play between Somerville and Madden. Koutafidis got the ability to take that handball in the one-arm hand. There's Spalding, left footer, magical stuff. Oh, what a goal. The long, loose limb player is Earl Spalding.
Carlton with all the answers at the moment. 78 plays 45. Bradley appealing for a free kick. The umpire having none of that. Wanganeen is there. Now Gary O'Donnell. Danaher holding the man, says the umpire, and I think it'll be Gary O'Donnell's kick. He's now picking up Bradley. Bradley was very good in the first half playing on Denham. O'Donnell started off on the forward line, and he's probably in his better position now, picking up a man. Oh, Hurd nearly grabbed it on the second bite. Bond has been pretty impressive. Hooks it around the boundary line, and in fact it goes over right in front of the commentary box on centre wing.
Well, if the Blues can keep this up, they'll keep their remarkable record intact of not having lost a game to anyone else in the finals, in the top 8, and that's incredible. A paddle back by Camporelli was clever. The umpire calls for a throw-in. Carlton's only losses this year: round 8 to Sydney, round 9 to St Kilda. Neither of those will play in the finals. Madden. Spalding has kicked 2 in this quarter. Busted up some packs. He's laid some great tackles. Cransford, Hardwick, good tackling. It spills to Camporelli. Pearce at the back, works to the front. Lynn is there as well. Wanganeen came from nowhere. Well played by Gavin Wanganeen. Brownlow medalist 2 years ago. Long kick to centre wing. Somerville gets there. It misses him. Ange Christou to clean up. Oh, the half-back line has been sensational. What a perfect pass to Lynn.
So Tony Lynn, the former Brisbane Bear, finds his captain, Stephen Kernahan, and that's good play as he gets on with it quickly. He's trying to centre this ball. Pearce at the back, and a good mark by Fletcher at the front. So this Essendon defence under siege as Carlton are bombing it forward. Fletcher kicks wide. He's looking for Somerville. Is that a free kick to Somerville? Umpire Darren Goldspink says yes, and Williams doesn't like it. So over it comes to Kelthorpe.
Alert the media.
So Kelthorpe further afield to Denham. Denham in towards the pocket. Silvani courageously puts himself in front and takes the mark.
33 pointers the lead to Carlton. Silvani, Clappe marks centre wing. Open forward line. Sexton running from full back, and Salmon's gone with him. Sexton takes the mark up towards half forward. He's looking for Pearce to lead. Pearce with the pace, and he gets there in front of Fletcher. Can't mark. Good spoil by the kid Fletcher. Fletcher's hand pass to O'Donnell. Good tackle Bradley. Trouble here. Koutafidis Wanganeen might have been tackled when he didn't have it. Free kick to Wanganeen.
He's a great player, Wanganeen, particularly in defence. He is a classical footballer. On the Pryor, Pryor went for a bounce and mucked it up. He's waiting for someone to come past. He had no takers, so he was forced to kick it out wide. And Greg Williams was just waiting for it. Chips it into Kernahan, hugs it to his chest. And I didn't like that move right from the start of this game. Alessio on Kernahan. Now Kernahan's getting on with it quickly. He's looking for Pearce again. Good play by Fletcher. Well played.
He's done well, hasn't he?
As he knocks it wide, he's looking here for Doolan. Doolan sensibly takes it over the line.
But then again, we said we could put Fletcher onto Kernahan, but then who'd you go with for Pearce?
Well, you've got Cummings.
No, well, they tried
options.
Cummings early on. He got cut up by Pearce.
Certainly needs someone with pace.
They're exactly right, Drew. He's a hard man to match up on, Pearce.
Lynn's kick smothered. Danaher couldn't get rid of it. Here's Williams on the 50. Whistle's gone. And it's a free kick here to Carlton to Williams.
I wonder how Kransberger go back there on Pearce, and maybe then they could put Fletcher up onto Kernahan.
They've had trouble matching up all day, Essendon.
It's Hogg to take the free kick. Playing his first game for the year. Well, I think it's Hogg. We're waiting for the umpire to sort us out.
If Alessio's played great football all year at centre-half forward, why would you play him in defence? Just tell me that.
Kick by Hogg. Here's Kernahan. Another mark. And Stephen Kernahan is almost right in front and about 30 metres from goal.
The only saving grace as far as Essendon is concerned is that Kernahan has been very, very inaccurate in front of goal. He's only kicked the one so far. He's kicked 1 goal 4. He also missed one, so you know it could have been maybe 1 goal 5.
This for his 50th goal of the season. He's missed again. Well, he's going through a nightmare kicking for goal, Stephen Kernahan. Just as well this game isn't close.
And there he is, this great Carlton player. And has had a bad shoulder injury, and he's got a pin inserted in his hand. And you'd think it was a foot injury or so a leg injury, the way he's kicking. But Damien Hardwick taking a big chance here to Denham. They're on the defensive Essendon now, as we see Hardwick bring it around towards Bomber Thompson. He's caught, too slow to get rid of it. Great tackle. Here's Camperelli. Gee, Carlton flew. Look at this, loose men everywhere. They said they raffled that one, and Spalding, look at the grin, because he knows he could have been any Carlton players marked that one.
Wasn't it a fantastic tackle by Hogg? Hogg was that's the one there. That's the one that caused everything to happen. Look, 3 of them.
Absolute raffle for that mark. Now Earl Spalding,
what's he going to do, Pete?
Well, he's kicked 3. Look at this. He's definitely someone's been working on his kicking about 3 paces, and he might have missed this one. He's missed it to the left. He's kicked 3 though. He's been a good player again. And look at Kevin Sheedy is exasperated, I think, and look at the worried brow of a coach. They can have that.
Well, Essendon can certainly lose second spot on the ladder, and it looks like they will to Geelong, and maybe Richmond can push them down a further spot to 4th.
They've conceded here.
Alessio from the back pocket. Danaher. Here comes Bradley. Good punch by Craig Bradley. What a player. 3 times best and fairest. Magnificent football by Craig Bradley. And look at his teammates.
Yeah, they went over to stop him though, Drew, because he was going to go back and remonstrate. He didn't like that pressure. I think that was coming from young Pryor there.
And we must remember Carlton didn't have him in the finals last year.
That's right. They lost their last game to Essendon and their 2 finals games. The 2 finals without Bradley. Koutafidis. Wanganeen on the 50. The hand pass dropping short. Danaher. That dropped short to Thompson. So he's lost it. But free kick given away by Lynn.
Yes, Carlton well on top nearly everywhere at the moment. And Essendon have to watch out that that isn't an avalanche, because Carlton are playing with enormous confidence. There's McKay. Hurd has tried his heart out. Look at that. Great play by Hurd. On to Doolan. Leads are coming thick and fast. It's over the back. Here's Bradley racing after it. Craig Bradley's got it. He can give it to Christou. Beautiful football by Carlton. And Hans Christou takes his time. You can Woof again, and he finds Justin Madden leading out. And is he a popular player, Big Harry Madden?
What an excellent kick from Christo.
One-hander by Williams. Magnificent mark by Greg Williams.
Williams was holding on to Denham when he had that.
And umpire Darren Goldspring picks up the ball and hands it to Williams.
Look.
Well, he's got a broken arm, Greg Williams, with that protector on. Just fantastic that was. Here's Kernahan. Too far out to score. 20 metres is too far out for him to score. Young to Salmon to Thompson. Across to Denham. Essendon hardly know where their next goal's coming from. They've kicked 6 goals, 9, and just 1 goal straight in this third quarter, and we've been playing 20 and a half minutes. Silvani, Sexton has loved running up the ground from full-back. Long kick to Pearce. There's the pace of Pearce. Gets there on the half volley. Mind you, Fletcher's not slow either.
Exactly right, Drew. He is not slow, Fletcher. Pearce realises that. That's why he put the ball out the way he did, Pearce, when he fell to the ground. He knew Fletcher was breathing right down his neck.
That's why Sheedy's using Fletcher on Pearce, because of that pace aspect, of course. As we see Big Salmon on the ball at the moment, gets it to Hardwick. Hardwick hooks it back. Sexton waiting underneath it. Eyes on the ball, and he takes a good mark, Michael Sexton. Off he goes. The Blues playing with enormous confidence. There's a good kick too. Kernahan at the back goes for the punch. Discipline play by the captain. Here they swoop. It goes to ground. Lynn is there. Hardwick locks it in, and the umpire has no hesitation in bounds. There's Barry Young and Andrew McKay having a bit of a push and shoving.
That went for about a minute. It wasn't bad, actually. Nobody came in to help, because you don't want a melee at this stage of the season.
And there's the emergency umpire.
What's Barry Young wiping his mouth for, indicating he might have been hit in the snozzle.
45 plays 80 is heard down the back line. Now Hardwick. Hardwick. Support from Chris Danaher. Oh, intercepting was Bradley. Danaher knocks it out. O'Donnell. Back it comes towards Pryor. Pryor close to the boundary line. He belts it wide. There's no one there. Now Harvey comes in to lend a hand, but punched away by Silvani. Oh, they've got a good, mean, tough back line.
Well, what they're doing is the right thing. When they're caught behind, they're punching the ball, and it's terrific play.
Huge crowd here at the MCG, but the Essendon fans are stunned at the moment. Bradley wins the hit out. Gains 30 metres.
I tell you, they missed Drew enormously. He was worth about 5 goals, Michael Long. And he is just vital to this Essendon side.
And both he and Masiti had played every game this year. It's the first one they've missed.
Cummings coming off. Young Lloyd coming back on.
Lappe just wins the hit out. There's Hurd. Off the ball, a Carlton free kick. Spalding's thrown out of it like a rag doll. Spalding's had a terrific third quarter. Here's Kernahan. Alessio. The hand pass just clears the area. Danaher runs onto it. Didn't see Williams coming. Young. Doolan through the cricket pitch area. To full forward. Salmon being held.
Salmon being held.
Bond has got it. No whistle for Salmon. And the Blues rip it out of defence.
Christo, beautiful kick. I nearly said Simon Madden. It's Justin Madden. Madden onto the left. Down towards Harbour. Kernahan flies. Matthew Hogg races in after.
He's a goer. He's a goer, that little fellow.
Here's Denham. Gets it to Bomber Thompson. Thompson looking here for Salmon. Sexton over the back. Here's a chance for Kelthorpe off the ground. And he's kicked to behind.
Salmon should have been paid the free kick. Why don't the umpires? Oh, it frustrates me.
So let's see.
Look. Now that is not the first time it's happened. The umpire's right there.
So he did grab him, and that's happened. I've seen at least twice today down the goal square.
34 points the margin in favour of Carlton. Koutafides another mark in the middle of the ground. Short pass to Dean. Koutafides has had 21 possessions. Kernahan dives and marks.
Well, you think that's been a good move of Kernahan's taken 12 marks, and we're not even. We've got 1.5 minutes to go till three-quarter time.
Well, it's absolutely incredible. You'd reckon if you're playing on the forward line and you've taken 12 marks, by now he's going to have kicked about 8 goals. He's kicked 1.
Well, Certainly test that shoulder out, wouldn't it? That diving mark he just took.
I think the law of averages, he's got to kick this one, doesn't he?
Well, he's been shooting for his 50th goal since about the 6-minute mark of the first quarter.
He hasn't.
That's a shocker. Drop short, punched through by Fletcher, or away from goal by Fletcher, and it's out of bounds.
That's 2 misses he's had.
That's the worst. Look at David Parker, and he's exasperated, but that's the worst exhibition at kicking from a forward I've seen in years. As we see Bomber Thompson trying to get it out, he does to Doolan. Chris Danaher. At least he's getting the ball, Steve Kernahan.
I tell you what, Spalding doesn't mind throwing his weight around up forward, does he?
We saw that last week against the West Coast. He softened up a few.
Absolutely.
As we see Peter Somerville at half-back. There's nothing happening for Essendon at the moment. Look at the desperation. Christo ran hard at it. Lloyd. The Carlton players swarm in from everywhere. Camporelli is there. Christo's there. And the ball will be bounced by Darren Goldspink on centre wing.
Well, there's another aspect to it. A lot of people said the Blues were soft last year when they lost their 2 finals.
They were, Drew.
Well, they're not this year, are they?
No.
And I think that finals nightmare of last year has motivated absolutely everything Carlton have done this year from the first pre-season gallop. Williams slaps one round the corner, but it's grabbed by O'Donnell. His kick inside the 50. Nobody there for Essendon. Sexton's had a great game on Salmon.
I don't know if they'd be much better, Carlton, if it wasn't for the fact that they've got Pearce and Camporelli, 2 fellows that are doing, and also Clappo. They've really added something to this side, the youngsters.
Yep.
Or new players, I should say.
Chance here for the Bombers. Do they need a goal? Lloyd a snap. Dropping short. Sexton again. A top game by Sexton. Towards the outer side. This bloke played well as well. Ange Christou. And there's the siren for 3/4 time. A quarter dominated by the Blues. Not so much on the scoreboard because they only kicked 3 goals to 1. But at the moment they lead by 34 points. With 1 quarter to go in the home and away series for the Blues to create a record and win 20 matches in the home and away season. Sheedy pretty quickly out there to greet his Essendon players. How can you turn this around? A 6-goal deficit with a quarter to play. But Carlton certainly taking all before them as they've done all year. They're heading for their 13th straight victory, and that is something to take into a final series. Carlton 12-8-80, Essendon 6-10-46.
James Hurd now playing on the wing, so we expect some fireworks.
Cummings at centre half back.
Yes, Cummings picking up Kernahan. So the start of the final term, it's a free kick, and all go the way of the Blues. Big Harry Matten, Justin Matten. He's been a good player again. He had a fair spell on the bench at one stage.
Christou picking up Alessio on the forward line.
So the kick out wide. Camporelli. Carlton have been very impressive. A depleted side, of course, by Essendon, but you can only play what's put out in the field. And Pearce has looked dangerous all day as he brings it in towards Kernahan, who's marked everything, but coming over the back is Somerville. Peter Somerville to Hardwick. Hardwick casually strolls away. Essendon, Carlton going for their 20th win of the season. There's Hurd, who's tried his heart out. He's now on the wing. And the umpire's pinned him for holding the ball. I thought that was a bit tough.
No, it wasn't, Pete.
Well, McKay on centre wing. Andrew McKay. Well, Hurd thought it was. He remonstrated with the umpire. Andrew McKay in towards the pocket. Kernahan at the back, but a good mark in front, taken by Ricky Olorenshaw.
Up towards half-back, on the bounce to O'Donnell. Cornered by Bradley, left-footer by O'Donnell. Centre wing Hurd. He's playing there on the other number 5, McKay. Back to Doolan. Kick by Doolan. Outside of his foot, a bit of a wobbler. It comes to the front of the pack, overrun by Danaher. Blind hand pass Silvani, a chance for the Bombers. Alessio now forward. Back to Hurd. Kick by Hurd. Up in the air, a high ball. Short of Salmon, though. It gets back, almost back to Salmon. Dean, grand defender. Hand pass astray. Doolan sweeps it wide. Thompson 50 out. And Lloyd takes the mark. The kid playing his 3rd game of AFL football. Matthew Lloyd.
Playing in the forward pocket beside Salmon.
All-Australian Teal Cup representative. Got to Essendon as part of the swap that saw Ridley, Delaney and Kickett go to Fremantle this year. Bombers really need a goal and need plenty of them. Lloyd across the face. Out of play.
Deep in that forward pocket there, Steve Silvani has had an intriguing battle with James Hird. Not on him now, of course. Well, there's Hird. He covers that much territory. He's down. Andrew McKay picking him up. They lock arms. Alessio now on the forward line. Somerville, beautifully done to Lloyd. Lloyd on the left. Hooks it through for a goal. Great play, Somerville. Well, they need plenty more of them, Don.
Well, it was excellent play. It was a 2-on-1 situation in the ruck. Madden wrestling with Alessio, but over the back is Somerville. Excellent play. Excellent. Bad marking by Carlton.
Essendon were delighted to pick him up in the 16-year-old draft. They rated him the best young player in the country. Can Essendon keep it going and make a charge back at the Blues? Ball hacked out of there. Goes Essendon's way. Koutafidis. Back to Silvani.
Back line of Carlton.
Clappe just forward of the wing. Kick by Clappe over Williams' head. Pearce marks. And his pace was in evidence there. Brad Pearce has kicked 3.
And he is a beautiful kick of a football, Pearce, Drew.
Another former Brisbane Bear. So is Tony Lynn. Incredible to think there are 2 in this magnificent Carlton lineup. Look at that kick by Pearce. Oh, just hits the woodwork.
Well, there he is, number 19, a very dangerous player, and he is going to play a big part in their premiership hopes, I would think, Pearce, because he's so quick. He's a beautiful kick at goal. Now the kick in comes out towards Cummings. Oh, he just protected himself with the foot, and the umpire's going to reverse it. He took the mark, put the foot out, the foot collected. Now how can the umpire say that's over the shoulder though, when he protected himself with the foot, didn't he? He went up, foot out.
The foot went out. The base of the foot
that can't be a free kick against the player who took the mark.
Well, they do it in the ruck, Peter. They do it in the ruck.
He had the foot out for protection. And
well, we know there's degrees of protection.
Oh, come on, you're entitled to do that. Anyway, it's been paid, but in my opinion, it's a wrong decision. Listen to the hoots of the Essendon forward. Here's a short kick in. He's got to come back. I mean, I've seen that going on for donkey's years, and it's never played a free kick.
It is so, and the centre bounces, it's done all the time. It was done last week, Hawthorn, and who did they play? I forget who they played, but
anyway, the guy took the mark with his eyes on the ball. So anyway, here's Pearce having a shot at goal, and he has kicked it across and kicked it behind.
It was Hawthorn, North Melbourne. Paul Deere was penalised for exactly the same thing.
Look at it, up he goes, foot out.
The foot out, the base of the foot. You can put your knee up. You never did anything like that anyway, so how would you know?
I'm not buying into it. You blokes played all the footy.
All I know, one thing is you're wrong, Don. And I reckon the umpire was wrong too.
Fletcher kicks in. Clappe. That's how to end an argument, to say, well, you're wrong, that's it. Here's Clappe. Short pass to Williams in the hole. Too far for him. Pryor flips over his head to Fletcher. He's gone! Well, lucky. Pearce is there. Gee, the Blues are going hard at the ball, and the ball's out of play in the forward pocket.
So forward pocket. Over the back, the throw-in went straight to Harvey, who said, thank you very much. Brings it to centre wing, and he finds Hird. Hird looking for a running player. He's got him in Barry Young. Hird running back to help out, but Young elects to kick it instead. Now towards half forward. The Blues with all the answers. Thumped away by Dean. Silvani is there with his teammate in Ratton. Koutafidis has been outstanding. Spalding just hooked off the ball. Here's Pryor. Knocks it away from Clappe and knocks it to the line 50 metres from the Carlton goal. Very impressive performance again by the Blues. Spalding's kicked 3. Pearce has kicked 3. Kernahan has taken 12 marks but hasn't had his kicking boots on. The back line as mean as normal. There's Spalding, who's been throwing his weight around and getting plenty of kicks. Clappe up in front of goal. Danger here. Running onto the ball was Hogg. Here's Greg Williams. He's got it. Kicks a goal. Greg Williams, a brilliant goal from the boundary line. Two goals to the Carlton champ, and they're celebrating up there, the Blues supporters.
What an incredible angle. And it's on his left foot, so it would have made it more difficult. Look at that, quickly onto the boot. I don't think you could do that again if you tried.
The ball onto Essendon's forward line and a mark to Paul Salmon. Well, we're still settling down after that needle-threading goal by Greg Williams from the boundary line. Lynn off for Carlton, Rice back on, and Paul Salmon lining up for goal from just about right in front. Man on the mark's only 20 metres out, and Salmon's gone outside the 50. He's kicked 2 and has had some real trouble with Sexton. 6 goals the margin. I think it's just snuck home. A goal. Three goals from 3 marks to Paul Salmon. 5 goals the margin with 14 minutes left.
Well, it was a quick break from the centre, and a quick kick and a long kick. Salmon, although behind, was just too tall on that occasion.
Kevin Sheedy.
Essendon keeping the front end of the square open too, Peter, so it does help them if they do get the break from the centre square, because nobody's coming, as you can see, right-hand side of screen. Nobody's coming the opposite way to impede them.
Well, it's only 5 goals the difference, would you believe? So, a couple of quick ones. You never know what might happen. 30 points as Big Madden kicks it to Rice, who's almost crunched, but Dean Rice plays on. He's a beautiful kick. It's a low trajectory kick. He was looking for Kernahan. Oh, Essendon players dropped it. It's out wide with Kernahan, but a free kick that will go Essendon's way at half back. And who is it? Peter Somerville to take it.
Against Greg Williams. Yep, only 5 goals the difference, which is surprising considering Carlton's dominance. But I suppose Stephen Kernahan's kept the Bombers in it. Somerville's kick across the front of goal, and the mark is taken by Cummings. Now to centre wing he goes. Fletcher with a run on Pearce, but a fumble. It goes Carlton's way. Fletcher does well to get back there. O'Donnell on the bounce to Doolan. Lloyd, gee, he does look good, this boy.
Well, he can play.
Too far out to score. Salmon! Another spoil by Sexton. There's Young. Hurd runs through but missed the ball. Rice in there hard for it. Dean Rice back from a knee reconstruction. It's great to see him back in different colours and reviving his league career. Magnificent mark in the last quarter over in Perth last week against the Eagles.
So the Bombers still in with a chance. They're only 5 down, and it's on their forward line. Here's Gary O'Donnell. Had a little bit of the fumbles today. He's Hurd. Oh, look at him. Goes one way, then the other. A chance. Somerville. He's got to get rid of it. Now he's got it. Peter Somerville hooks it to the pocket. Alessio lopes after it. Sexton's after him. Sexton take it around the boundary line. Still in play. No. He finally takes it over as Essendon valiantly trying to get it forward. Sexton, one of that strong, tight unit. Carlton back line. Here's Alessio. And again, Somerville over the back to Chris Danaher, who kicks from 40 metres. They could do with another one. Oh, it's an ordinary kick by Danaher. He sneaks it through for a behind.
Here's Ange Christou. With just 12 minutes remaining in the home and away season for Carlton and Essendon. Carlton 4 games ahead of them, 4 wins ahead on the premiership ladder. So what's the gap now between first and second? Christou clearing with a long kick, just short of half forward. It flips to the back. Harvey goes wide. Wanganeen. No flow in the Essendon play at the moment. Wanganeen over centre wing. Alessio takes the mark. He's gone. Caught behind. Bradley. Alessio just didn't read the play. Had no idea he was there.
Oh, that's bad play by Alessio.
Well, he just didn't see Bradley coming, did he?
Well, you've got to be aware of who's around you when you're out on your own like that. And it was costly for Essendon because they would have gone forward and put pressure on. But here's Bradley. He's been an excellent play. He's been quiet since half-time. Gary O'Donnell's taken him out of the game. He beat Denham easily in the first half. And the ball thumped over the line. There's Kernahan racing back to position. There's Clappe, who's been a good player this year. Just under the 11 minutes to go. Essendon trying desperately to get back into the game. And the umpire will bounce it, well, almost on the half-forward area for Carlton.
Bradley be keen to get some votes today. Leads the Channel 7 Player of the Year award with 1 round to go. In fact, we've only got 10.5 minutes to go in this game. And I won't give up who's giving the votes in this game. Here's Williams. Kick smothered. Hogg. Welcome back to senior footy. Matthew Hogg. High ball to the pocket. Kernahan. Boy, he can mark. Today he just can't kick.
Kernahan wanting a little bit more.
A good camera shot at us. I think he's telling Darren Goldswick, isn't that 50?
He wanted to know what it was.
Well, it was a pretty clear smack around the chops.
That's one of the ones you used to give Don after they mark. Give him one to go on with.
13 marks today for Stephen Kernahan, but just 1 goal. Oh, I think he's got it. And at last, that's 50 for the season.
It's good funny. And here it is, the build-up again. Williams getting involved, but Hogg, who's been a real terrier up in that forward line, he's a real little gun. He's trying to make the most of it. And there's the whack behind the ear, or just in front of the ear.
So the Bombers go forward. Here's Dean, the pro, on the left foot. Brings it back. Doolan flew for the mark. Christou's been very good. Here's Greg Williams, who was quiet early and then took over. Mark Harvey's tried his heart out, as he normally does. Been an excellent player. Harvey in towards Alessio at the back. He couldn't take the mark. Christou taken away by McKay. Straight up in the air. Hurd. Now Gary O'Donnell kicks a goal and he's hit the post. O'Donnell started the first half on the half-forward line. Well, I thought that was a strange move because he's really not a forward player.
But he has done a good job on Bradley. He's moved on to Bradley at half-time and has put Bradley right out of the game.
94-60, a 34-point lead to the Blues. It's been around that margin for about the last 1.5 quarters. Hogg. It was 34 points at three-quarter time. Kick by Hogg to half-forward. Salmon drops the mark. He's back in defence. Wanganeen takes a bit of a clip round the face, but finds Hurd. Back towards half-back. The hand pass to O'Donnell, who had the last shot for goal. Bond dragged down. Will take a free kick.
Advantage.
Camporelli takes the advantage, and centre wing Sexton. Geez, played a good game. No, Salmon's kicked 3 goals, but Michael Sexton's been superb. Rice thrown to the ground in no uncertain terms by Wanganeen.
Bond's done exceptionally well on the back line.
The kick by Rice short of the 50. Kernahan not this time. Ball close to the line and taken out, is it? No, it stays in for Hogg. Ooh, it is just out. A throw in near the 50.
There he is, the captain, taken 13 marks.
Madden coming off.
And Justin Madden coming off the ground, and Madden on against his former club. Here's Wanganeen, a great tackle by Hogg. Terrific tackle.
And Salmon off, so Kransberg onto the forward line and Manton going on the ball.
So Paul Salmon not looking the worse for wear there. Spalding. Here's Greg Williams weaving his way through the pack. Spalding working hard, and they lock it in again, and the umpire will come in and bounce. So again, an impressive performance by the Blues. They're going to have their 20th win of the season, which is a record, and is just tremendous. Bradley, first half, probably best man on the ground the first half. He's been pretty quiet afterwards, and that's due to O'Donnell's play. That was Chris Danaher, but the mark taken by Silvani as he hugged it to his chest. He's way down on the forward line with leads coming thick and fast. Steve Silvani. Now he's chipping it in short here. And the mark has been taken by Craig Bradley. Now he's chipping it. He's got a loose man here, and Glenn Manton. No, it's got to come back.
No one's picking up. Oh, no, it's going across to Manton now, but it's still a little bit slow in getting him. The Essendon defenders.
15-7 to Bradley. Had about 18 possessions in the first half. Now, an unselfish player, he gives it back to Silvani. So Steve Silvani sneaking down to have a shot at goal, and he'll enjoy this because he's been playing a lot of football on the back line. Silvani from about 49 metres. A wobbly kick, will it clear? The packer was punched. It's still in play, in fact. And it's Wanganeen chipping it around, thumped away by Silvani away from Hurd and over the line.
I must admit, I thought the Blues might struggle a bit the further this game went because of last week's hard game in Perth, a real grand final type game just 6 days ago. But the Blues, in fact, have extended their lead in the second half. Spalding, number 11, over the ball. Played a top game, Earl Spalding. Stats aren't all that brilliant, but he's kicked 3 goals. He's laid 5 tackles, and nobody on the field, apart from Cransberg, has laid more. No, that's the most tackles laid by anybody on the ground. Terrific performance by Earl Spalding. Here's McKay, just forward of the wing. Centering kick. Bradley getting plenty of the leather. Into Christou. Front edge of the centre square. Long kick. Pearce! Crunch to the ground. He'll get a free kick.
Yeah, it's a free kick, Drew. He was the only one going for the ball. He was under all sorts of pressure. Look, eyes for the ball, Pearce. And Somerville running with the direction of the ball, giving away the free. Now Grenville on and Wanganeen off for Essendon.
Pearce, he's cornered, tight angle, and has missed. So he's kicked 3 goals for. Kernahan's had plenty of misses as well. So this is a 35-point margin. Gee, it could have been close to 10 goals.
Scott Cummings is playing a lot of football in defence. He'd probably like to be down the other end of the ground as he brings it into Ricky Olorenshaw. He's needed the run today. Taken away by Danaher. He's in trouble. That could be holding the ball. Taken by Ratton. The Carlton players swoop. Oh, great tackle. Tremendous tackle by Doolan. And a bit stiff not to get a free kick for holding the ball then.
Well, that was a ball burster.
What about the tackle on Danaher? I thought Danaher might have got pinged, but wow. You're in straight into him.
So here's around the corner. Goes Rice. Here's Ratton. Kicking a goal. It's another one of the Blues. Brett Ratton kicks his first. The Carlton fans are very happy. They waltz on their merry way. 15-11 plays 8-12.
He's one of those unsung heroes, Ratton. But he racks up his possessions week after week. He averages between, 20, 23 possessions a game. And it's an excellent effort, but there's no big fanfare. He just goes about his job. Good effort, Brett Ratton.
Well,
Brad Pearce is limping off the ground after being crunched into down there by Somerville. He's being replaced by Lynn, another former Brisbane Bear, as the Blues go on their merry way. Bond at halfback, floats one to McKay. Grabbed by Danaher when he didn't have the ball. Free kick to Andrew McKay. Four and a quarter minutes remaining in the game. Dropped by Thompson. He's in after it again. The hand pass to O'Donnell. Backpedaling. Doolan. Good hand pass to Thompson, who overlapped. Matthew Lloyd takes the mark. This youngster looks the goods. Kicked a goal earlier on from a snap. Centering kick. Alessio juggles and marks eventually.
Oh, I thought a Carlton player got a hand to that.
I thought he did too.
I reckon he had first, second and fourth touch, Alessio.
Yeah, I think they Carlton.
What's this?
One.
There's the first. There's
Dean.
Dean, and then there was an Essendon player who was hurt in there too.
Well, benefit of the doubt, you'd go with him.
Payne. Alessio for his first score. 50 metres out. Great kick. That's something Kernahan couldn't manage.
Well, he just was starting to find form. Alessio has moved to, well, I suppose, back pocket, centre half back. He was going with Kernahan for three quarters and really didn't have the pace up on the back line. He's a big fellow, and that's his position up on the forward line or in the ruck.
So Koutafidis has been an excellent player, beaten by Somerville. Taken away by Matthew Hogg. Hogg down towards Kernahan. Oh, Rice, well played, Dean Rice. Breaks the tackle, kicks a goal. Beautiful football by Dean Rice. He's kicked the goal.
Dean Rice loved those.
Well, he's kicked two.
That's not the first he's done like that. He kicked one in the second quarter, more or less the same. Swinging onto that right foot, and here he is, getting himself out of a lot of trouble. Onto that right foot. Good play.
Well, the Blues not only unbeaten at Princes Park this year, but unbeaten at the MCG, where the grand final will be played. And they're going forward again. Hitting the ball very, very hard. Hogg, yeah. Ratton a great hand pass. Lynn, inside 50. Not a bad effort. Cummings gets back there and marks just in front of the goalpost. We've got 2.5 minutes left, and it's Carlton 107, Essendon 66. So the margin's out to 41 points.
Scott Cummings to the half-back area. Somerville, Spalding. Spalding, well done on the Whitehead. Whitehead, plenty of time to... No, he didn't have the time because Somerville ended up chasing him and catching him. On to Danaher. A wobbly kick to centre wing, thumped away by Bond. Good tackle by Hogg. Here's Lloyd. He's looking here for Doolan. Doolan attacked by two Carlton players. Here's Christou, has been outstanding. Ange Christou. He's trying to have a bounce. Now he's onto the left. Chips it in short, finds Andrew McKay. Two players are part of that very good back line. Back it comes to Ange Christou. Christou with that sweeping kick out wide, looking for Dean.
And Dean really stretched the hamstrings to get to that one. Into Sexton, who's been excellent. Clappe is there, but Hurd beats him. Well played by James Hurd. Floats the hand pass to Fletcher. They look tired, Essendon. Fletcher, a high ball. Silvani punches, but it goes behind. McKay to Christou. Christou straight to Alessio. And Alessio might kick his second goal. Well, he was closer than the last one, but this time he passes it off to Wanganeen, or Doolan it was. It's grabbed by Kransberg, who snaps, hooks it back too far, and it's a behind. Peter Kransberg, 2 goals, 1 today.
Kevin Sheedy looking on. He knows he's got some very good players to come back into this side. Christou.
Hurd off too. Hurd off and Hardwick on for Essendon.
Great kick by Christou. Dedini was off, but he's got the loose man in Lynn. Lynn brings it in towards the pocket. Dean Rice couldn't mark. Good pressure. Spalding Clappe, Spalding again, looking for Lynn. And eventually it's Clappe giving it back to Rice. Dean Rice, 2 knee operations. He's been a very courageous player to come back from that and still be playing AFL football. Here's Lynn. Oh, they're chipping it around. They've got loose men everywhere. Here's Peter Dean. Dean's way out on centre wing. Chipping it wide. Kernahan for mark number 14.
Second biggest crowd of the year, Pete. 87,984.
He chips it into Williams. He's still getting booed.
Well, you get the impression that Greg Williams loves it when the world's against him. And there's the siren. The Blues have created a record, winning 20 home and away games in a season. Never been done before. Williams kicks for goal after the siren, and it's another nail in Essendon's coffin. Well, he kicked a point. He just missed it. But the Blues can celebrate a home and away season the like of which we've never seen before. They finished 4 games clear of the nearest opposition. Nobody ever before has won 20 home and away games. Steve Silvani with Dipper.
Thanks very much, Drew. Well, Steve, the first hill is over. You're on top of the ladder. A record of 20 wins throughout the season. Terrific effort.
It is, but I think the next 4 weeks is a new season, Dipper, and we've got to set a goal that we win probably the next 3 games. And I know it's going to take a lot of hard work, but I think we've got a team to do it.
The last 3 weeks has been difficult for the boys to come up mentally and also physically. I thought last week's win against West Coast was terrific, and today you start off a bit slow, but you finished off strong.
Yeah, well, Essendon came out pretty fired up, but we've played pretty good footy this year, and we've got a lot of good guys that are pushing for selection in the twos at the moment, so everyone's pretty keen to do well.
Now you're glad the season's over. I mean, now you've got the finals coming up. That's what you've been waiting for.
Oh, that's right. I mean, you do a pre-season at the start of the year and you aim for the finals, and we're there, and we're a chance.
Well, go for it, mate. Enjoy yourself. Well done.
So the triumphant Blues leave the MCG with just 2 losses for the season. Final scores here at the MCG. Carlton 16-12, 108. Essendon 9-13, 67.